Hello and welcome back to another video with me, Meoni, for Final Fantasy XIV. These are the patch notes for patch 6.01. Today then, obviously, we have a bunch of stuff that is in this patch and a bunch of stuff that is not in this patch. As they mention here, Pandemonium Savage Mode and the treasure hunt dungeon known as the Excitatron 6000 are scheduled to be released in patch 6.05, which is in, 3 weeks from now? Something like that. So then, 6.01. This has the new Chronicles of a New Era quests. We're going to sort of scroll past that quickly because I really don't want to look at those pictures. It seems a little bit spoilerific actually. But it all starts off then for the raid with a brand new quest called The Crystal from Beyond. This requires you to be level 90 on a Disciple of War or Magic. This also starts in Old Sharlayan at X9.6, Y11.9 with the character Nemjiji, and players must first complete the main scenario quest of Endwalker. So there we go. So you must have completed Endwalker to be able to even see this quest. Then it looks like there are 1, 2, 3, 4, another set of 4 quests, unlocking presumably different parts of the actual raid as well, or at least different fights of the raid. Remember, with raid series, there's always lots and lots and lots and lots of storylines, so obviously that's all there for you to enjoy. Also, there's some other adjustments to pre-existing content. For example, the instance battle for the quest In From the Cold has some adjustments. This is part of the main scenario actually for 6.0. It says these adjustments are only applicable when choosing the easy or very easy difficulties after failing the duty. It says the effects of the Indomitable Spirit status effect have been increased, the initial number of uses of the duty action have been increased, and to more easily locate certain items required to progress in this duty, the amount of fuel concealing wreckage in the areas has been increased. If you know what this is about, then you know what this is about. It's a certain body double section of the storyline. But yes, let's move on. So they've made that easier. Housing then. So there's new Orchestrion roles added from the raid that you can use for your house. The Mandeville Gold Saucer has brand new Triple Triad cards, presumably dropping from the raid bosses. And of course, we do have this picture, which we've seen this sort of preview before of Pandemonium as on itself. The actual first wing of this raid is going to be called Asphodelos, as we know previously. Now, some other details. Not only do you have to complete the MSQ of Endwalker to actually, gain access to this and be level 90 on a Disciple of War or Magic, you must also have an average item level of 565 or above. This should be easily attainable through the aphorism gear that you probably have been acquiring up to this point. I think I'm close to already have that. I'm not really sure at this point, but I'm sure that won't take too long to finish that up. So players can queue solo via the duty finder after unlocking the raid, obviously, and that's pretty much all of those requirements. Treasure coffers, they say, appear after completing Pandemonium Asphodelos, will not yield gear but instead yield tokens that can be traded for gear of your choosing. You can only receive 1 token per circle of Pandemonium Asphodelos each week. In the event, you are awarded a token from the loot list. You relinquish your right to vie for all remaining tokens, regardless of whether you need or greed. As we already knew, this resets its eligibility every Tuesday at 12 AM PST. As you can see here, for the head, you need to get 2 helms of Asphodelos. For the body, you get 4 of the armors of Asphodelos. For the hands, 2 gauntlets. For the legs, 4 chauses. For the feet, greaves ×2. And for the rings and other accessories, necklace, etc., you need to get the Unsung Ring of Asphodelos. Usually what happens on week 1 is I try to go and just get the accessories out of the way, but I'm not sure if I'll do that now. I might just try and get a chest piece this week. We'll see. You also get something else as well. upon completion of the entirety of the actual fourth boss. It says, upon completing Asphodelos, the fourth circle, which is what it's called, players can also earn a unsung blade. This item is eventually exchanged with Meoni in Labyrinthos, apparently, or Dejol in Radzat Han at X 10.3 Y 9.6 for discal tombstones, which can be exchanged for weapons. This eligibility is also reset every Tuesday at 12 AM PST, so even if you got all of the gear, you'd still want to get your unsung blades each week on a Tuesday reset, or at least before the next Tuesday reset. But yes, the actual weapons will be available for exchange for discal tombstones after the introduction of Allegan Tombstones of Astronomy, so those are scheduled to be released 2 weeks after 6.01. So we're only 2 weeks away, actually, not 3 weeks, 2 weeks away from 6.05. Interesting. Furthermore, with the introduction of Allegan Tombstones of Astronomy, which will happen obviously in 2 weeks, the number of tombstones required for weapon exchange has been reduced from 1,000 to 500. So what happens is we will just gather those unsung blades whilst we're waiting, and then eventually we have 500 of those astronomy to spend, and we can get ourselves a weapon, which is going to be even quicker than normal, because usually it would be 1,000. Very cool. Following duties have been added to Duty Roulette Mentor. That's the first, second, third, and fourth circle. As we would have expected, that's also to normal raids. Mentor Roulette has gone up from 540 item level to 565 as a requirement, so there you go, that makes sense now because of the raids as well. Experience points earned by completing level 81 to 89 dungeons has been increased. Oh, interesting. So they've actually boosted the amount of EXP you get for level 81 to 89 dungeons. Oh, that's actually really nice. That's going to be even faster to level through the dungeons then, because most people have been sticking to Bozja, as far as I know, but that's good. Dungeon spamming might be making a return. We don't know how much that's been increased, but it might be worth testing that out later. Experience points earned by completing Junior, Associate, and Senior Guildship Mark Bills has also been increased. That's actually a good one. More benefits to do those. Make sure you do your weekly Guildship Mark Bills, I would recommend. So this is the actual raid gear itself then. Bit of a blurry image, but obviously we have the scythe there. You can't really miss that. This is the Eden gear. Wow. It's not that tier, Meoni. This is the Asphodelos gear. It looks pretty good. I don't know. We'll see what it looks like in-game. I'm not really a fan of looking at blurry pictures, but yeah, I mean, obviously, I like the idea of the gowns and stuff, but it kind of reminds me of Nier in a weird way. Anyway, the weapons shown in this image are introduced in 6.05, and obviously they'll list all of the items added in this patch today at a later date. They don't want to waste time. Also, the following item names has been changed. So there was 2 beet soups in the game. So the 533 beet soup has been changed to wine dark soup. I don't know why they had to do that. I thought it was quite funny having 2 beet soups, but I guess it's confusing. New minions have been added, so presumably the last fight of Asphodelos gives a minion, so that's good to know. New achievements, new trophies, new music. The volume of the sound effect played when successfully completing an action combo has been increased. Okay, not sure why. The sound effect of the Scholar Action Broil 4 has been adjusted. Combat sounds for Voice 4 of Male Vieira have been adjusted. Oh yes, I heard about this. So they were going, yeah, yeah, yeah. So apparently that's been adjusted. So I think some people will be less annoying now to be with. Players can now use the character renaming service even when servers are heavily congested. However, the character name generator will be unavailable. So if you want to change your name, you can. Resolved issues. God, there's quite a few. I might leave that for you to have a look at yourself. Yeah, it's mostly just bug fixes that you would expect from the first minor patch after the expansion launch. It's quite a few little things like Lord of the Minion had a few bugs introduced, bits and pieces. The underlying ones that I would imagine, oh yeah, issue wherein certain sounds do not play correctly. Yes, so there was a few sound bugs that I had through Endwalker actually. There are 2 known issues that are currently live though. An issue wherein the NPC Kokobuki does not appear under certain conditions. This does not affect the ability to progress through quests. Also, there's one in Pandemonium Asphodelios wherein multiple instances of flying text and battle log text appears when certain status effects expire. Okay, well there we go. That's a minor thing, isn't it? But that's the patch notes for today. Hopefully you enjoy 6.01 and I hope you enjoy Pandemonium. I'll be hopping onto twitch.tv/Meoni not long after this video goes out, so if you want to come by and say hello, I'll be streaming for the majority of the day. And I will be doing this raid content, and also presumably once I've cleared it once, trying to do it many other times to try and get what I want, which is probably that chess piece. Anyway, much love, enjoy the rest of Endwalker, more videos soon, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.